Hi, this is Jean-Charles with the KiOui app. We're currently on step 5 of our setup wizard. In this video, we're going to talk about the default repricer algorithm. For a repricer to reprice, it needs to know what to do. It needs to understand what you want it to do. So what we do is we set a default here, which can obviously be overwritten after the fact per item. But this will help you set up faster your item to just a default that you mostly use. So in this case, you have multiple options. You can not set it up by default, so we will ignore this option and do nothing. So you will have to do it manually for every SKU. You can use KeyMagic, which is our proprietary self-learning algorithm, which does all kind of things that will reprice up, down, do all kind of things. We'll talk more about that later. You can follow the buy box, follow the buy box plus 1%, follow the buy box plus 2%, the buy box minus 1 cent. I would caution you about this because this is potentially can race to the bottom. You can follow the lowest price. You can follow the lowest in the same fulfillment network. Or you can select liquidate, which is really a very aggressive follow the buy box minus 1 cent to that can race to the bottom, but the idea is to liquidate. So in this case, my default would probably a safe way to start would probably be either KeyMagic or follow the buy box plus 1%. In this case, I have selected follow the buy box. This is kind of like my default. So the setting is basically gonna in the item select this rule for you by default. You can obviously come here and change it later after the fact, but this will help you by pre-filling a lot of your items so that you don't have to do that manually. And you can select, every rule as you wish, liquidate for this one, or KeyMagic, or follow the buy box. You can just set it up as you will. Of course, for the repricer to start repricing, it will need to be on, and it will need to have a minimum here. So if you do not have a minimum here, or if your repricer is not on, it will not automatically start to reprice. But in some cases where you have set up rules for the cost, the profit goal, the minimum calculation, and you automatically have a rule being aside, if in further screen we'll see that if you have it automatically turned on, this item could just start to reprice by itself and have everything auto-calculated without you having to do any interaction. And this can be very powerful when you do a lot of retail arbitrage or online arbitrage where you don't want to go and enter every single item. So you set yourself to follow the buy box or follow the buy box plus 1%. And then in this case, it just starts to reprice by itself. The settings can be overwritten here inside setting, default performance, default preferences, and you can here select the rule that you will use by default. So for me, I'm using follow the buy box, follow BB.